Hey guys, welcome to the So Far Unnamed podcast. Today, for our first episode, we have Liam, which is me. Hi guys. We have Brieghden. Say hello. Say hi.
I'm Brieghden. Hello.
It's Enrique. Hi Enrique.
Hello.
So I dragged these unfortunate people here to start a podcast because I've never done one before. But I felt like I should start off by saying that this is going to be kind of inspired from Sleepycast and Sleepy Cabin.
It's recording right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. We're just talking normal.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. That's the good thing because
so
we.
You can just edit out what you want.
Yeah, we can edit out if there's like any normal space or whatever. So I wanted to do a podcast. Shut up, Enrique. I didn't ask you to speak. I was inspired from Sleepycast, mainly just because they were the first podcast I ever listened to, and also because I just kept listening to them like kind of incessantly, like at work and stuff. I would play them for hours. Also, I've been wanting to make original content for a long time, like stuff that, not just gameplay footage and dubbing over that, but something that I can call, my own and make my own format and everything, this is a good way to do that. So, okay, all of us here are like 17 and 18. Brieghden, you're 17, me and Enrique are 18. Ironically, Brieghden is the only person away from his house from college. He's the only one dorming. But we could talk about what it's like to grow up, like to be growing up now. This is like the point where we can say that like we're you're almost 18. What, you're 18 in January?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So so it's just kind of like a weird point where our parents aren't treating us as adults really, but they also are. Like they're expecting us to work jobs and go to class every day and everything, but they're also like our boy Enrique over here, his parents don't allow him to sleep over anyone's house even though he's 18 and a half. He's almost 19. And my mom, honestly, after I turned 18, she didn't really have anything like big to control me on, except she just wants me to hang out with her all the time. She made me, up until recently, she made me watch like every season of Game of Thrones. Every season, like we were on season 4 of Game of Thrones with my mom. You know how awkward that is? It's awful. So Enrique, do your parents like try to like control what you do besides? Oh yeah, it control your bedtime. This guy's bedtime.
Oh my god. 8 o'clock every day.
8 o'clock.
But I'll, if there's something good, I get to stay up till 10.
Yeah, if you're doing homework.
If I'm doing homework.
Yeah.
1. Very good.
Brieghden, are your parents like, since you're away from home, do your parents like
Control me?
Yeah.
No.
They don't like when you come home, do they make you do shit or is it just you volunteer?
I just volunteered.
Yeah, that's the shit I want to do, and I think you have to kind of prove it by either moving out or just getting a job. Enrique, weren't your parents not allowing you to get a job either?
Yeah, not at first.
That's okay.
And now they're like, you need one. It's okay.
It's just so funny that you brought up the fact that, hey, can I maybe sleep over? Get home now.
Yeah, I know. Hey, can I please? I'm gonna have to learn to get home now.
I like how your dad, like, you just asked, can I sleep over again? And your dad took your phone from your mom and was like, you're either leaving now or you're not coming back. I think my parents are like the middle ground here because I'm still living at home. They still think they still make me do chores and shit, which is, I guess, an alternative to paying rent, which is nice. I don't have to pay rent. One thing I have to say is that like a lot of people our age are either living a high school life still or have like over summer and like over the first few courses of this like school year, they've became a lot older. Like how's Chris changed, do you think? Like, I mean, I haven't really talked to him besides the football game, but because he always seems like he had everything like
ready, like locked. No, he's just like that. Like if you look over there at my desk, my shit is strewn like everywhere, and his desk is just perfectly clean. Like he studies like till like 2 a.m. because he has like later classes and anyways, and it's like he's always prepared. Like
yeah,
I'm not always prepared. So it's like, I don't know, I'm just kind of I just go.
Yeah.
But Chris has like everything on lock. He knows about all the stuff on campus and like all the study groups, where everything is, but
Yeah, I think I would have more desire to do that, but I go to a community college, and I still I train. Fuck, what's the word? Commute.
Oh, yeah, we both commute.
So, do you guys know what you want to do for careers? I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, Enrique, you said you wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Is that more from you are interested in science, or is that more you want to get paid?
I mean, I like science, and I do want to help people, but it also helps me pay, and it's not like it's gonna be easy because the first when you first start out as a doctor, you're not gonna get paid a lot. You're just gonna get destroyed. You don't really get paid a lot until after you've been there in a while. So I don't know. I really like it, so that's what I want to do.
Brieghden, do you have an idea what you want to be?
More or less. I mean, not really, but I do want to know. I know I want to go and be a chemist, but I don't know if I want to go into like environmental chemistry or pharmaceuticals, or really what I want to do. But research is definitely one way to start if I become a research chemist. Like, that's the way.
See, for me, like, college, I feel, to be able to, like, effectively maneuver through everything, I feel like you have to have a base understanding of what the hell you want to do at the end of it. Because, like, the end of it is, like, oh, you get your degree and then you go into the real world, right? But I'm on the fence right now. I'm thinking maybe I want to be an English teacher. But do I want to be that constricted for the rest of my life? I don't know. And I could just go to school for English and get my degree and then like use it as a fallback, just in case, like, because I honestly like doing web design. I like I like making videos. I like doing all this artistic shit that requires a lot of free time. And honestly, after I get my bachelor's degree, I'll probably take a year or two just to like be like, okay, I have a degree now. And I also have my interests. Would I rather lock in as an English teacher or just, like, try to make it lucky as anything else? So, we're pretty much fresh out of high school right now. And fresh out of the hood. But we can maybe talk about some old teachers that we had that were either really good or really bad or really weird or whatever. There's this one particular story that, Brieghden, you were in the class. Okay, so we had this old computer science teacher. He's not even that old, I don't think. He's just
old. He's gone.
He's mentally gone. He's in a midlife crisis right now. He's just dyeing his hair different colors. I think he has does he have naturally gray hair? I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
And he dyed it orange or something. He dyed it like orangey brown. So one time we had he asked our whole class, is anyone interested on an optional field trip? And our entire class just didn't respond. Wait, did we say
no?
Wait, did we say no?
I mean, no. But basically, everybody's like, "Why do you want us to do this, dude? Like, leave us alone. This class is trash."
Yeah, we basically just all said, "Go fuck yourself," and then. She was like, okay, it's going to be a mandatory field trip now.
The day of, mind you. The day of.
And he just gave us all permission slips, and he expected us to go home and sign them.
Like we were going to go look at apps that were 10 times better than ours.
Oh, yes, let us present our shitty... me and Mark made, like, a shitty Minecraft, like, block dropping app that was the worst thing ever. And he was like, you should go present that. It's a really good app. And we're like, no. So, basically... Everyone, like, nobody signed the permission slips. Nobody. And if they did, I don't think they did. Only 2 people. And when he realized how many people were actually going the day of, he got up and he just, like, grumbled about, like, a project, like, a paper, a 6-page paper due, like, in a week or whatever. And then he slammed a cabinet shut on his way out. No, he kicked the cabinet. He full on just, like, as he was walking by, kicked the cabinet and left the room. This is the greatest
day.
What
a champion. A true legend of a man.
Didn't we just all stay in the room and just, like, fuck around?
Yeah, we all just sat there. We were like, alright.
We used to literally just play, like, stupid YouTube videos, like, synchronized YouTube videos in that
6
class.
computers.
And he wouldn't do anything about it. He would come over and be like, get back to it. There was a time we would all play just video games. I think we were all playing Slither.io. And he came over, he's like, if anyone's playing a video game next time, they're like, what did he say?
They're getting, like, 10 points after their project or something.
And he never did anything. Everyone just kept playing.
They were like, dude, you cannot control us. You're like ancient.
We had at this was a new computer lab we were in, and they had all the chairs had like wheels on them, and they could just like fly across the entire room.
That was so nice.
And they took them off. They took off every single wheel in the entire school.
This year they took it off, or was it like late last year? Because I'm pretty sure they still had them on when I was in there.
I think it might have been late last year. I think I remember G-Chan celebrating. We called this one individual G-Chan, and so I was visiting the school this year, and I have senior friends, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, G-Chan is one of the contestants for this thing that we're doing. If we donate $1, then we can get his hair dyed. We can vote for him to get his hair dyed pink." And so I'm like, dude, everyone should just go there and vote for him. And he actually won. There's actually pictures of him with pink hair. And honestly, I think he just accepted it. I think he was fully on board with it. He used to be he actually went to school for acting, and like he would sing for us. Like he would sing if it was your birthday, and he sang the national anthem. It was the most cringy thing ever.
He was cringy, but you gotta admit, he was very...
He was expressive. Give him that.
Yeah.
I thought it was lovely.
You weren't even in the class. You can't even...
So there was another teacher that we had. We all had this teacher for 2 halves because we had English classes separated in the halves as senior year. And she was very interesting, to say the least. Like, she was married... She has an entire... she's married to a black man, and she's white. And she has a bunch of half black, half white kids, and she loves to claim that she is not racist in class. She loves to just go on about how she is part of this entirely different world, and that like she's like the N-word should be banned, and you can't mulatto was politically incorrect, and like there was a kid who was actually half black and half white who was like, I'm mulatto, and she's like, that's not okay, and he's like, I mean, I don't know why you're saying that's not okay for me.
And she never hesitated to bring up her children.
Oh, yeah.
Or her heritage or her husband. At all times, she would speak about them. She was like, oh, well, one time I was looking for a school for my biracial children, and the school had a history where there was an incident where the kids were getting bullied for being another race. And I was like, no, I cannot go to that school because my children are biracial, and this triggers me.
Like, she kind of like preached that she was like a higher being because she was part of like a mixed relationship. It was so weird. She's actually the only teacher to ever fail me. Like, I actually failed that. Like, that's the only class I've ever failed because I didn't like her. And I had her again, which I passed the other half.
Yeah. You know what I just used to love? I used to just love it when she would make little digs at me, and I would just make digs right back. Like, I didn't care.
Dude, that was the time that we were in the computer lab, right? And we were working on that assignment. And I was on Twitch just showing Enrique something. And she's like, you're seriously watching a video instead of doing work? Oh my god. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then she's like,
can you fill the class?
And I did it again, and she was like, I can fail you right now. And I'm like, do it. I'm like, okay, do it. And she actually failed me. Like, she just straight up just... I deserved that, but at the same time...
I mean, it didn't really matter, considering you were already taking other English classes.
Yeah, like I had enough English credits where it didn't matter, and...
So, and fuck it. Like, one time we had a project, and it was, like, famous... Remember the one that we did with, like, famous landmarks and stuff?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So basically, I did that I did it 20 minutes before class started with a pen and some cutout pictures.
Yo, do you remember when Enrique, remember when we were printing out pictures from the like we got this
before
we printed out pictures.
We all did that. We all were printing out all our pictures beforehand. And so basically
in the morning
I just drew up all the stuff with a black pen and just taped pictures onto this other paper.
We were all taping and gluing shit as people were going.
As we're presenting. And then I did it, and then I got full credit, and she was so pissed off, dude. And I was like, that's what you get for being concise. You don't need to put all this extra flair. And so I was like, if I can do this in 20 minutes. I'm not going to spend 2 hours or 3 hours
You didn't start it at all, right? Or did
it wasn't started at all. I forgotten about it.
I literally chose my pictures the morning. 100. I chose my pictures the night beforehand. Like, put them in a Google Docs, and then printed them when I got to school.
It was so easy.
Yeah.
Like, she actually was so salty that someone would be like, oh no, I can be concise.
I learned from high school that teachers really matter about how much you want to care about a class. Like, I was doing the most like in that class we were doing vocab like tests and quizzes.
Like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and like that's all it was. It wasn't hard stuff. It was just like we didn't want to do it because she was a jerk, right?
Yeah.
And my AP English teacher, we did a lot harder work in that class, and yet I wanted to because she was a nice person.
Yeah,
it's a difference.
She's so nice.
Really, it matters. Your professor, your teacher, if they're nice people, then
yeah,
it makes a lot.
Their
a lot
attitude.
She is nice, honestly, but she does go hard on people
who aren't nice.
Who aren't nice.
Yeah.
Remember, in our class there was that one kid. I can say his name right.
Oh, you can say his first name.
Okay, Aaron.
Aaron
Aaron drew a swastika on on a sheet of paper, and Miss, whatever.
Yeah.
She came through, and she looked at it, and he's like, and she got really mad. She's like, "You should just stop. This is annoying. You shouldn't even do that." He's like, "It's just what is it? The Jewish."
Oh, the Chinese peace symbol.
Yeah, the Chinese peace symbol. And then she was like, "No, we know it's not. Just stop this."
Yeah.
Teachers should be there to understand. If you're a teacher and you can't stand kids,
why the fuck are you teaching?
Why are you teaching? Yeah, exactly. Like, if you can't understand that kids are gonna be like high school kids are gonna be stupid and do trolly shit, then you shouldn't be teaching. Like, you have to be able to handle that kind of stuff.
Yeah, dude. Like, if there's gonna be kids who don't give a shit, there's always gonna be kids who don't give a shit about your class, or they're gonna give 100%.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you can't handle the kids who don't give a fuck, or you're gonna get pissed off at the people who give a fuck.
You're gonna just be annoyed like all the time.
Yeah,
because
you're gonna hate your job. You're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna hate the people around you. You're just dying. Like that's a shit way to live.
And she wasn't.
Teacher. I loved him.
She helped me pass her second class because she was nice, and I also got dicked by vacation. What did you say?
Nicer.
Yeah, she was
nice, but she was nice.
You know what? I'll argue that she was nice because she took the time with me to go over stuff.
Wait, who? Big Suck AP or not?
Not AP.
Not AP. Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she did it. She was. If it came down to me passing or failing high school, and I went to her and asked her for help, which also helped. Then she was nice to me, but I think the fact that she also told me she didn't think I needed the credit at first to pass, so she was giving me harsher grades, and to even say that you're giving lenient grades is nice because you're concerned about your students. So she wasn't all bad. It was just the fact that some of the stuff that she said was just kind of funny, especially an English teacher saying that a word should be banned. Like, if you value the English language, that's not something you want. You don't want censorship.
Yeah.
So just since we're on the topic of race right now, I'm white. I'm all types of different European whiteness. Just I'm Irish and then Italian and Polish, Czechoslovakian, all that kind of stuff.
Thing anymore.
You know what? I'm gonna fight you. But
from the Czech Republic.
Hey, excuse me. Enrique, you're from Peru, and so
I'm
is
from here.
Okay, you were born here, but your family's from Peru. Okay.
You have historical connections to Peru.
Blooded American over.
And Brieghden is from
Puerto Rico.
Ireland.
Cuba.
You're
Irish. I mean, I'm Irish and Puerto Rican. I don't know how that works, but
I don't know. I think you're just white.
It just does.
My family is very stereotypical for my heritage, I guess. I have a very strong Irish and German percentage in my family, so they do like to stay up and drink a lot. Like, there was one time I was at my uncle's bachelor party, and it was his house and yard was filled with drunk people. I was in 7th grade at the time, so I was on my laptop playing Minecraft while everyone else was drunk and breaking shit in the kitchen. It was so bad. And my family's super loud. We'll yell, there's a house full of 7 people, we'll yell at each other from across the entire house. For tradition, we don't really do anything different from average American tradition. We celebrate Christmas, Halloween, 4th of July. I mean, pretty much like Easter, all that kind of stuff. Do you guys not celebrate a holiday that we celebrate here? Because you have
No, I mean I celebrate everything just what you do. It's not.
Yeah,
really
I celebrate like all the normal. Well, I mean I don't want to say normal, but like Christian holidays.
Christian.
Yeah,
that's what I
the
do.
American Christian official holidays.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't do Cinco de Mayo, but that's because I'm not Mexican.
Enrique, we were talking about a while ago. Like, remember I was driving you home from something, and we were talking about how you know a little bit of Spanish. Like, you know part of Spanish. You speak Spanglish in your house to your family, and they don't only speak Spanish. And you said when you had kids, you wouldn't teach them Spanish because it would be like, I don't know. You just said you wouldn't. So like, I don't know. How do you feel about like how a more American generations become as they reach whatchamacallit, as they go away from the first generation?
I mean, it's not like I wouldn't teach them Spanish.
Yeah.
Because like I want to, but I only speak Spanish in my household because my mom and dad speak Spanish. My mom barely speaks English, so I speak to her in Spanish. But once I have children, they're gonna be they're gonna be with me. They're gonna be in the
American schools,
American schools.
children.
They're gonna know English.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to talk to them in Spanish. So then I feel like that's just gonna drip off. But I want them to know Spanish because it's not like it's part of them. I just don't want them to like think that it's not.
Yeah.
I made a funny thing. I was like, okay, they're born, first year of their lives, they're going to Peru. They're staying with my grandmother. They're staying there until, until they're ready. They come back and they'll know Spanish. I want them to know stuff that I went through because it's nice to know where you came from.
Wait,
Yeah.
you lived in Peru for your first year?
I didn't live, like, my second year almost.
Oh, okay.
Because then my brother Brandon went with us.
Do you never lived in
I've never been to Puerto Rico.
You've never been to Puerto Rico.
I've never left the continental U.S.
Darn.
But I've been to Florida. I've been to Arizona.
So you obviously have contacts with people in, like, do you have contacts with people in Puerto Rico, or is it?
Yeah, like my aunt and uncle both live in Puerto Rico.
Uncle Jose and Josina. Josephina?
Actually,
Josephina.
Actually, Uncle Jose, yeah, he does live in Puerto Rico, yeah. But no, I don't have a Josephina.
Fuck.
I don't have an Uncle Jose.
I don't have an Uncle Jose.
I have an Ernesto.
Uncle Ernesto C.
I have an Uncle Chris. It's the same, the most white name ever.
Chris, man.
What is the most white name ever? Like?
I think like fucking Ed or Bob.
Like Ed or Bob.
Hi, Uncle Bob.
I think Bob is like a 1940s name, honestly, like a 40s,
God.
50s name. Do you guys have any like traditions that are like strictly un-American?
You're the purge.
The
I mean, not really, no.
Yeah, not one that comes to mind. I mean, there probably is something.
Probably
that
like
I just
something
don't know.
that's like different.
Yeah, there's probably something that I just find like I think that everyone probably does. So I
Yeah,
just doesn't come to mind.
It's kind of hard because like you don't really like you don't really think about the differences in other people's homes until you actually go there and are like, oh, this is different. I never really thought about this. Like,
There is something I do on New Year's that you do when you're from Spain, but since Peru was
Well, no, not Spain.
since Spain went in Peru and everything destroy. I mean what? But ever since that, Peru got some stuff from Spain. Every New Year's we get what is it? A cup of wine, and we have grapes inside of it. And then it's not really big. We just have grapes in there, and once it's New Year's, we eat all the grapes that are in there. It's just like right when it hits New Year's. I forgot how many grapes we have in there. I think it's like 12 or something.
Yeah.
One for each one, and then we just eat them. But that's something they do in Spain. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't do that, but that's just one thing.
I've never even heard of that, so that's pretty interesting. I think the only really tradition my family has is like. Since we're all Irish and most of my family are Catholic, they go to church. Well, that's just spooky. You go to church at Christmas and Easter. That's about it for like, and like we have like our tradition that we came up with. Like we go to like Olive Garden every year, every Christmas Eve. But besides that, like we just do, presents under the tree, and we have normal Halloween shit. I don't know.
Normal Halloween shit,
Normal
like
Halloween
dressing up like with the sheet on the head.
Yeah, cut the eyes in the hole, you got the ghost.
Yeah, but honestly, we don't really like have different like. I don't want to say we don't have different home lives, but I could say that we have sort of similar home lives.
Yeah, we have all Americanized home lives.
Yeah.
So like,
I looked it up. It's 12 grapes. Yeah, we ended up putting 12 grapes. I don't know exactly why we do it.
Why you do this?
Why we do this?
But yeah, so basically, I guess what happens with tradition and stuff when you're coming over from different countries, you're like, some of these we just don't want to do, so we just opt them out, and some of them we want to keep, so we keep them. And then as generations go on, I think the grasp on tradition becomes a little weaker because you're like, okay, let's cut out like the bullshit that our parents used to make us do that we hate, you know?
Yeah.
And then let's replace that with, I don't know, going to Olive Garden. And it's hard to... It's not even a bad thing. People will be like, oh, everyone's just becoming the same thing. But I mean, to have American culture is good, and to also have roots in your home life is good. Just, I mean, it's really up to you and your family what you want to do. I mean, it's not like tradition is. It's important in the sense that it's it's part of your heritage, where you came from. But if you just don't want to do it, no one should really blame you, because you're living in a different country. You should be, you should be a little American, that makes sense.
I'm full American. Someone tells me where I'm from, I say America.
So have you guys had any like racial
prejudice?
Yeah,
I
suppose.
Someone called me out. When we were Mr. class.
Oh, yo, fuck you!
with Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what exactly was it? It was like...
It was basically the physics professor, the physics teacher was telling us a statistic about how people of, like, non-white descent tend to drop out of, like, college.
They have a higher dropout rate.
Yeah, higher dropout rate. And so, this kid we know, Chris, was like, oh, that's going to be Enrique. And so at that point, Chris has always been a bit of like
he's always been kind of racist.
He's been kind of like low key racist. So at that point, I just got pissed off because I was like, I fucking hate physics, and now Chris just pissed me off right there.
Yeah.
So I had to go hard, and I was like, dude, shut up.
I mean, we were both Latinos, and he just said that we have a higher rate of dropping out, and I mean, it may be like. I mean, it may be a thing, but it's not like... I mean, because Brieghden and I are both smart kids.
Yeah.
We ended up taking, like, higher classes, and then it still came up that, I guess Enrique is going to end up dropping out, and I guess that ended up getting to us.
And not to mention that we're best friends, so it's just like... You say that shit to your best friend. Like, imagine your best friend getting insulted by someone who is, like, a fucking asshole.
Yeah, let's stand up.
Yeah, so that was a salty time.
But have you guys, like, had any, like...
Actual,
it might have been you. How about... Was there a story about your mom getting pulled over?
Oh, shit, yeah. Alright, so... It was the night of my brother's 11th birthday, and it was like midnight, like 1 a.m.-ish, and we had to bring his friend home.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we did that, and we drove down the wrong way because we didn't know where we were. We were in like the bad part of town, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though it's not even really that bad.
Yeah, the quote unquote bad town.
Quote unquote, yeah.
Like T-ville is here.
T-ville big sucks. So basically, we were driving down. We had a dead end. There was a cop car just sitting there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so we turn around and they turn on their side lights.
Yeah.
I don't know how they have side lights, but they were on like the door. And they flashed them on us, and then we like drove away. We were like, all right. And so we drove up, and they started following us. We got to the main road,
mm-hmm.
and then they pulled us over. They had guns. They had like assault rifles.
Like they had them drawn?
They had them drawn.
Oh, shit.
And so, basically, what ended up happening is they like had their guns like on our parents, and or on my mom specifically. They took my dad out of the car. And naturally, my mom was always, like, very protective of my dad and all of us. And so she was, like, recording it and, being loud. So they got super pissed, and they dragged her out of the car. And at this point, it was me and my brothers. And we were just scared. Like, it was just flashing lights, bright lights, everybody just there. And so... Basically, they take her out, and what we didn't know at the time was that they were like beating her up on the ground.
Really?
And this was for quote unquote a routine traffic stop. That's what the cop told us. But what ended up happening is that what it really was that they thought we had stolen a car, and so they pulled us over, and then like did all that shit.
Yeah, that's totally racist.
Yeah,
That's totally
I mean,
they're just like, dude. And it didn't even match.
Yeah.
We weren't even the same fucking color. Like, I mean, not us, the car.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't get. Because, like, I mean...
The car wasn't even the same fucking model.
That right there doesn't even make sense.
And so...
I was going to say, if it was the same car, even if it was the same car, same color, same everything, a lot of people drive the same exact car. So you going up to a car and then, like, doing all this... is like just dumb and stupid in general because you shouldn't just go up to a random car because everyone has the same car. I see so many cars I could probably just walk
Dude,
up.
I see people with my car.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
my car is 19 years old right now.
Yeah.
And people are driving my same car. So, I don't know.
I don't know why, you know.
Yeah, so basically that was just stupid. And it was
Did you see your mom getting like...
Nah.
Yeah, you obviously...
Dude, I was just sitting like I was scared as fuck. So I was like sitting completely straight just facing. And all I could hear was her like yelling and like telling them to stop. That's all I heard though, but I didn't want to turn around. I was like that scared.
Did she ever tell you how bad they like beat her? Or like...
I mean, she told me about it, but she didn't really say like the extent of her injuries. She just told me that they like threw her on the ground and like were beating her up and shit. And so she ended up suing the police department. I don't know if it was necessarily the police department or the cops that actually had done that to her, but she ended up winning the lawsuit against them. And so, yeah. That was probably the biggest, like, even not even really me being racially profiled.
But it's like your family,
but my family.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably that. Because it was like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you take someone who doesn't even have the same model of a car or color and go about doing that just because they're recording or being loud? Not even in a threatening way. She's just saying she was recording.
See, even if like a person like on the radio, if it was just a regular cop, it was like, okay, there's a big, I'm just saying if it was a blue van, there's a big blue van, it's stolen. Even that, a cop shouldn't go up to a big blue van. It wasn't
a big blue van.
Yeah, pull him out. I mean, I don't believe anything happened with my dad. I think he was just going with it just because, you know, he's not dumb.
Yeah. So,
they went with that, and then eventually they let my dad go, and we got home. And at that point, they had taken my mom in for some bullshit. And that was that, and obviously then she sued them and won. But
yeah,
it just makes no sense why they would even bother doing all the shit that they did.
Yeah.
I mean, mine wasn't as big as that, but I did have one. I did have one where my brother and I were going to, what is that called? That thing going towards my. You know where I live, right?
Yeah.
The thing going towards my house. They're shutting it down. It's like a stored. It's like a little convenience store.
Oh, it does. What is it? Fucking Tom's?
I don't know. I don't think it's Tom's, but it's a name.
Is it the mobile station?
No. Well, whatever. It's a little convenience store.
Okay.
Tommy's something store, whatever. And there's this truck, and you know, I personally don't like trucks, but my brother and his friend really like trucks, and his friend was a little white kid. Don't really know what he was, but it was just like a little white kid, and we were looking at the truck. And my brother and I were a pretty good distance away from the truck, just staring at the truck. Oh, you know, whatever, it's cool. And the kid was literally touching the door.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, the kid was literally touching the door really close to the car. He's like, oh, this is cool. And then the owner of the truck runs out of the convenience store and tells my brother and I to get away from the truck.
Not the white kid touching it.
And not the white kid that was touching it. He told us to get away while we're like... because the truck was parked a little bit close to the sidewalk. We were on the sidewalk. He was touching the door, and he was like, "Get away from my truck!" And he said he was going to call the cops, while we were not doing anything. And it was just dumb. And it turned out like, he's the father of my friend's or my sister's best friend. And my sister came home. He's like, yeah, my friend told me that you and Brandon were apparently like trying to steal my friend's car, and then I was like, we got a little mad because we didn't do anything. We were just staring at a car, and he didn't even mention the little white kid that was like touching his door.
Wow.
So
fuck, dude.
Yeah, I just got a little mad at that. But I didn't have anything big where a cop beat me up. He was like, "You're brown, pit."
Do you know by 2020 it's projected that the Hispanic population in the U.S. is going to be more than the...
Yeah, I heard a majority of that's Mexican, but still, yeah.
It's going to be interesting, like, I'm assuming, like, because if you look at our government and, like, people in power, it's definitely a lot of white people.
Oh, yeah.
So even if it's white people aren't going to be the majority, we're still going to be in power, so it's going to be like we're the majority still, until there's, like, a whole new, like, until everyone old basically dies.
Yeah.
And we get a whole new wave of people, and hopefully that will change. Hopefully it will change. There's a lot more people of color, a lot more women. That would be nice. But just the fact that there are so many old people who don't want... I don't know. It's just so... It's so weird.
Yeah, and I don't want it to change in a bad way where it's now the Hispanics are like...
Yeah, they're fucking destroying like everything. They're like, this is our revenge. We're gonna put this is revenge for all the hundreds of years.
Yeah, I find it kind of weird because, like where we live, how many Hispanic kids are there?
Like fucking 10?
Like 10.
10 out of like 300.
Because I used to go to, Classical Magnet, which was in Hartford. And everyone there was Hispanic or black. And there was that like little group of white kids. And then I go to EHS. And I see it, and it's the complete opposite. There's like only 5 Hispanic kids. There was like 3 Hispanic kids in our senior year.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's crazy.
And there was like even less like black kids.
Yeah.
There's like 4.
Yeah, honestly, it was so weird.
It's crazy. Like, I mean, I've always been in like white areas, I suppose, and it's like I look pretty white, so it's like it's just normal.
Yeah.
But there was never really like a big change for schools, for me. I mean, like when I did go to Sedgwick and West Hartford.
What about Florida? Did you go to school in Florida? Or was it like?
Dude, I was in fucking Boontown. There's just like rednecks. It's whatever.
Because I know where I went. Well, at least when I went to Miami, there was like all Hispanics there. Like.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Miami though. You
Yeah.
got like Cuba and all that, but I'm not gonna say the Cubans are everywhere in Florida, but like
just
I lived kind of out
there.
there. Yeah.
Because even Harlem, New York.
Yep.
I heard my teacher, my professor, he told me how originally it was a ghetto, so there was a lot of black people there. Mm-hmm. And that's how it. Originally it was a great place. It started off with all white people. But then black people ended up moving there. So then the white people left, and I forgot where they went. But and then it turned up being into a ghetto, so it was all black people there. And then Puerto Ricans ended up moving in, and the black people thought that they were superior to the Puerto Ricans, so they left. They started moving out, and then it was populated by a lot of Puerto Ricans. And then Cuba, I think it was Cubans or Dominicans, and they came, and the same thing happened again.
It's just every race has their own like every race can be racist, and it's kind of weird to see. Like I have a Filipino friend who's racist to black people, and it's like you're brown, dude. Like it was so strange to me at first. That's like you hate people with like people who are like % darker skin, like.
It's like.
It's such a weird thing, racism. It's definitely, I'm pretty sure it's a learned thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I guess I'd say it's even a form of extremism. Like it's a form like you're so proud to be what you are that you're like nobody else can be as good as we are. So they're all trash. And then it's so weird. That's why I never really liked like the patriotism, I guess. The whole thing like to be like excessively proud of where you are and where you live. Mm-hmm. It's like you're definitely like United States patriotism. It's great people serve our country, right? It's great that people protect us. It's great that we have all these freedoms and stuff. But I mean, really, it's kind of the same as every other modern world country. Like like there are different governmental differences in like that go on and different like laws and stuff. But to be honest, it's not the greatest place to live. It's not the worst place. It's not a hellhole as everyone else is like as half the population is saying. It's also not a a god-forsaken not a god-forsaken. That's the opposite one I want to say.
Like a bountiful place.
Yeah, it's not like a haven from the rest of the world. Everywhere else is like Canada with their free healthcare and their free schools. It's what a terrible place.
That reminds me a bit. There's this girl because I have African American, what is it? An African American studies class.
Yeah.
And there's this girl who came from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And in my African American studies class, we talk a lot about racism. And we say how in the U.S. it's always racist, and how when we have to check, there's always those things when you have to get, they ask your ethnicity and race and stuff. They're like, okay, Latino, and under Latino, then they ask if you're Latino, you have to answer this anyways, and it'll say, are you white? Are you, it just says like, are you white or not? Or no, it would be like,
it would be white or or Hispanic. That's what it would be.
Yeah.
Or white / not Hispanic.
Yeah. But you still have to answer it even if you put Latino. So that's why in EHS, I was still seen as white, even though I'm not.
Yeah.
I think actually I learned in my sociology class that there are people. I think it's just from Spanish-speaking countries, right? I think that's what Latino means.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with Spanish.
So I think there can be white people from Spanish-speaking countries that come here that are white. I think that's what that means.
Okay, because my teacher ended up saying how like he didn't like that because there are people that that are Hispanic.
Yeah.
And you check off Hispanic, and then you go down and it'd say, okay, you said you're Hispanic. Now you have to answer this: are you white? Are you African American? Are you Pacific Island? But it wouldn't have another "are you Hispanic" thing, and it's kind of like saying it twice, but you have to pick one. So that's why I had to pick white.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so
that doesn't seem fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Like it'd be white, non-Hispanic,
Yeah.
and then you would be like, "Are you?" It'd be like, if you're Hispanic, you have to check whether you're white, Pacific Islander, black. Like,
but it
what
didn't
the
have.
fuck?
We just said we're Hispanic.
You
but
couldn't
there's not
just be
another one.
Hispanic. You're like, you have
to be Hispanic
What
white,
do you
I guess. And my this girl who's from Canada, they don't have that. So you just check that you're Hispanic or that, but there's no other there's no other thing that says you have to if you checked you're Hispanic, you have to say you're white or Pacific Islander or any of those.
Mm-hmm. So far here, out of the three of us, Brieghden is the only person here who has gone away from home for college. So, how is dorming like so far? It's only been like a month or two, but
It's awesome. It's like you got all this freedom to basically do whatever you want, whenever you want. I mean, it does kind of suck because like I wake up a lot early with my early classes, and I have no one to wake me up sometimes or fucking tell me to get up.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to have to get me to go or get me to get up, but now sometimes I just like end up sleeping through my 8 a.m. classes or my 9 a.m. classes sometimes too, which really sucks because now I'm just missing stuff.
Yeah.
So it sucks. But I mean, other than that, it's actually really nice because I have the freedom to do what I want. It's very quiet. Chris is a good roommate. We just chill.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Like,
What
about? You said sometimes you don't have people to wake you up. Is Chris not like?
Chris doesn't have the same.
I know, but because you have early classes, so is Chris like?
And he has later classes.
I know, but is Chris like sleeping or something, or?
Normally he is. Yeah. But even though he sets alarms early to work out, we do have 7 a.m. alarms apiece. But
So
I just don't wake him up because I'm just like, dude, you got late classes and.
Yeah.
That's.
Andy normally stays up very late, like till 2 a.m. some nights.
Yeah.
And I just don't wake him up because I'm like, dude, you gotta get your sleep. And at that point, I try to stay up by laying on my back, but it doesn't work. I just end up laying on my side, and I know if I lay on my side, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
But
That's honestly, I'm the same way. Like, I can't sleep on my back or my front, but on my sides, I pass out.
I can fall asleep on my stomach. I normally lay on my stomach when I'm primarily on my bed, like even when I'm playing the laptop or even just sleeping.
That's weird because I don't find it comfortable on my stomach. I find like my arms get. Like, I don't even know where to put my arm. If I'd be sleeping, like my arms would either get tired or they would be like awkward, like under my body. So
I normally put my arms under my pillow. But yeah, like other than that, other than waking up at stupid hours, or at least not waking up, it's good. You just chill. You just come here, and you just coexist without anyone nagging you or looking over your shoulder.
I mean, like, I wouldn't be able to wake myself up. It was just me. Because I have like, if you can see,
If we were dorming, I would wake you up.
Alarms set up just for me. I have an alarm from 5 to 5:20 to 5:30 because I like it go off. I turn it off, go back to sleep, and then it'll ring again, and I can't.
So you have an alarm from at 5 and 5:20?
And 5:30 and 6 and 6:30 and like
7. I have an alarm I have alarm at 7, 7:01, 7:02, 7:03, 7:04, and 7:05.
Dude.
And when I wake up, I shut off 7:02, 7:03, 7:04, and then I wake up at 7:05 and I go to fucking sleep again.
Yeah, like that's
so bad.
that's how I am. So I have my little brother Bruce,
Yep.
and he always wakes up at like 5 to get ready for class, and he'd always wake up every day because their class. Sometimes I have my class and start till 9:30, so I don't have to wake up till 6. And he'll just come in at 5 every morning, like Enrique, what time do you want me to wake you up? And I'm like, either I say 5:45 or 6:45, and he comes in, he just wakes me up, which I like. And I felt like if I dormed and the person didn't have my schedule, I'd sleep through a lot of my classes.
You know what's funny? I don't have a problem making myself up. Like I never did. But I think because my mom, when I was really young, like mid elementary school age, she gave me her alarm clock, and so ever since then, I've just been waking up on our alarm clocks by myself. So like, once I got my new phone, I just installed an app for it, and then it just plays Little Dicky whenever I have to get
See,
up.
I need to do something like that because honestly, I used to have an app like I was telling you guys earlier about how it crescendos over time.
Yeah, mine does that.
And I need that because like just having one normal sound somehow it just annoys me.
Yeah, see that's the thing, right? Whenever I had my at first I had a traditional alarm clock. Like I had literally one that would like bang back and forth, like the metal banging.
Yeah.
That shit was so annoying. And then I got annoyed at my like atomic alarm clock and then my other phone alarm clock. So I'm like, why don't I just put music on? So literally, like I just put on a random Little Dicky track every morning that I have saved to my phone.
Yeah.
And it just crescendos. So
it's also different because if you have something that's consistently you hear every morning, you just tend to ignore it.
yeah, you'd ignore that shit because like.
Because you hear it every morning, so your brain is just like, okay, I hear this every
part
morning.
of background noise.
Yeah,
really.
it'll be background noise. So it's my psych class. It's sensory adaptation, I think is what it's called. So since you hear it every morning, it's gone. So it's kind of good that you switch the songs because then you hear it and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I had the same alarm sound since 6th grade, and I still wake up, but then I turn it off. Or my mom comes in, turns off my alarm because she gets pissed that it's on every 10 minutes. So she'd come in, turn it off, and not wake me up. So then I get mad because
your alarm turning off wakes you up.
She'll tell me she'll come in, and she'll turn it off, and sometimes she says like, Enrique, I told you. I was like, I woke you up barely, and she's like, she just looks at me and she's like, I told you to wake up, and I was like, I don't remember. She's like, yeah, you got up, and you're like, yeah. And I was like, what? Even my little brother Bruce, I was like, Bruce, why didn't you wake me up? Because I get mad when he doesn't wake me up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Bruce, why didn't you wake me up? He's like, I did. You said love you, babe.
You said love you, babe. But dude, remember when you got your wisdom teeth out? Dude, you must be the same way at all times.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love you, babe.
Yeah, so it was bad. I guess I do say that a lot.
You say it when you're not conscious.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, besides honestly, I could wake myself up, and honestly, I'm kind of jealous. I'm really jealous of the fact that I couldn't dorm this year. But I it's kind of a choice not to dorm because for the first, I'm doing community college right now, so I'm spending a lot less money. Like it's like $2,000 for a semester, which 2.5. I think it was $2,500 this semester, so it's not really that bad. I just think like once I'll have the money saved up from like working a job or whatever, then I'll be able to dorm in my further years of college, which I hope I'm able to because honestly, just visiting you here today was like, I don't know, it was enlightening because it's definitely a lot chiller than at your fucking house where like everything's going on. Your mom and your parent, your entire family wants you to do chores and you just want to come home and fucking chill. That's literally what you can do at college. Go home, do your homework, and chill
whatever
out.
you want. But like even when I'm home, I can't do anything. I want to relax, watch TV. No, I have to tell my dad. I'm like, even when because there was one day where I went to school, I went home, stayed for an hour, went back to school, and then came back, and then from 4 till 8, I helped my brother fill out his FAFSA and get everything straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was time for me to relax. It was
Yeah.
8 o'clock, and my dad's like, bedtime. So I was like, let me, because I wanted to do, something I want to do. He's like, I was like, I'm not going to sleep. I was like, I'm staying up till 10. I don't care. I did nothing at all for myself. I didn't have homework, and I was gonna say I had homework, but I'm staying up till 10. I don't really care. And my dad was like, I'll give you 8:30. And even then, I was like, fine. And my dad was just looking at me, waiting for me to go to my room. And I'm like, it's not 8:30. He's like, your room's there though.
Oh my god.
So it was just so annoying because I want to be able to like, I don't know, to be dependent on, but like, right now it's just kind of like I need to do my stuff. And if it's just annoying because if I don't have work, like if I don't have stuff to do, then my dad automatically assumes, okay, so he got all of his stuff done, and his time isn't his time. His time is our time.
At this time in my life, when I'm doing college and work now, like, I kind of want to just go and do all the bullshit when I'm at school and work, and then I'm gonna come home and just chill. But obviously, in a home full of like 6 people, I can't really do that. I have to like pull my weight and do all that shit instead of paying rent because I don't have the money for that. We're kind of just in a spot where it's like we can't really move out because it's not ideal, and we just have to suffer these like a year or two before we're able to. But I think once I do move out, it's gonna be a lot better.
Yeah.
Because it will, like, not only will it give me an opportunity to just do all my own shit, but it will also, like, I feel like if you live away from your parents, you grow up in a sense because all your responsibilities are now 100% yours. It's like, no matter what, like, little things your parents did for you and your family did for you, that's all you. That's all you and your roommate. So I think it's definitely important, I think.
Yeah.
Talking about one thing, my mom and dad will never like make me pay rent, but they always expect me to do like everything else in the house. But other than that, it's kind of weird because my dad is actually making my room my little brother's room now.
Oh yeah.
So I have posters of Star Wars on my thing.
Wait, so okay, let me get this straight. He's making your room your brother's room while you're there.
Yeah.
And he's also giving you shit.
Yeah.
For sleeping over other people's houses. Yeah. And he doesn't want you moving out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wants me to move out. Well, he doesn't want me to move out, but he's like, you can move out.
Oh, but so he's like, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to move out. But, my mom was already playing, because I was playing in the dorm. Mm-hmm. So my mom was already kind of getting it into the mood where she was going to switch up my room into his room. Yeah. But I'm not moving. Mm-hmm. Not now. So now there's posters hung up, all these stuffed animals just left in the corner in my room.
Wait, which brother?
Sean.
Oh, okay.
And like I already sleep with him in my bed or whatever. And I'm sure he's only like 5 or 7. Yeah, 7. And he's short. Yeah. But like it's still annoying because
he's in your bed?
Yeah. Because it's my room, and now it's like it's not my room anymore. And I can't even like I can't even say it's my room because I go and I tell my mom, like, Ma, tell Sean to get out. I'm trying to do stuff or I want to play. And Sean's like, but it's my room.
Oh, so that's why he was giving you shit.
Yeah.
Because I was like hearing him giving you shit for playing, and I'm like, why does he care? Like,
yeah. So he was like, it's my room, and I tell my mom, I'm like, Sean, I say, Sean, it's not your room, it's my room. I let you sleep here. And then my mom comes in and is like, Enrique, don't say that. It is his room. You both share a room. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh man, I'm so glad I didn't have to deal with that with siblings. That's like, when I was younger, I wanted siblings, but I just wanted them as like friends my age that I could play with whenever I wanted. But in reality, siblings just kind of tend to be who you argue with because. And you share stuff with.
I think that ends up being just because you share the same space.
Yeah, I think it's like if you guys all had your own shit and had your lives separated, but like you could also see each other, you guys would probably be fine.
Yeah, like now when I go home and see my family, it's like we get along significantly better than we used to. Like we used to be there would be weeks on end where either he would be mad at me or it would just be weird between us just because, like, we would, like, fight or
like you and your older brother or your younger brother?
Me and my younger brother. Me and my older brother we were always Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Except for when he would get pissed off about some bullshit, and I'd be like, what?
was it Drew who like snapped your headphones or whatever? That
Oh
one
yeah.
time?
Oh yeah, and then I still wore those shit.
Tell that story. It's a
Oh
beautiful
my
story.
gosh. So basically, I was like, I'm gonna go to the mall and buy some stuff, or buy like a birthday present for my younger brother. So he gave me a budget of $30, and so I was like, okay, and so the things that I got him costed $32. So that's $2 over. So basically, I go home. I'm like, oh hey, here's your money, or here's your debit card, and I spent $32. And so he got ultra pissed off at me, and he snapped my $210 headphones, and I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I see a lot of siblings, as they get older, it becomes better, because I think as a kid you're just kind of petty about shit.
Yeah.
Like, when you're little, you're like, I don't want to play with my stuff, and I don't want him to have that because I want to use it, that whole scenario. So, like, I guess it's, like, kind of bound to happen to a point, but it's just how you treat it then afterwards, how it goes.
I think during high school and college, you change a lot more than you expect to. I think, because everyone thinks, like, oh, puberty is when you go through your big change, and then you're basically, like, a mini adult until you're an adult. It's, like, you go through less physical changes, but you go through a lot of, like, emotional development, I'd say. Like, you go through a lot of just, like, mindset differences, I think.
Yeah.
Like, when I think a lot differently than I did when I was a junior. Like, when I was a junior, I was like, where's the, like, honestly, when I was a junior, all I cared about was, like, my crushes and passing, like, I didn't even care about passing, actually. I just, like, I cared about playing video games and like, my crushes, and, like, now I care about so much more, and I never expected to. It's weird. It's like a 2-year difference. Probably less than 2 years. It was like the mindset change happened. I was doing the same shit in the senior year.
Yeah.
I think it took me till like the middle of senior year to realize, oh shit, maybe I should like live my life, in a more productive manner. We've probably all done some good looking at careers recently since we're all in college. Do you guys have like things that you are like, oh, that would probably be cool as a career, and then you look into it and you're like, actually, I just like the base level of this. Like, for me with science, right? I was always interested in science a little bit because my mom used to be a huge science nerd, and she kind of still is. And like, I liked science up till like freshman year in high school. It was always a cool thing to me, and then I got to biology. And I'm like, this is the worst shit ever. I was like, man, science is pretty cool. And I'm like, nah, fuck science. I feel like with computer programming, I used to be really interested in computers and stuff and how technology works. And now, if I ever saw myself working at a desk job for like some IT place, I would hate myself. Like, I realize that now. But I still have a really good interest in computers. Like, a lot of the careers that I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be good at this. It just turns out, nah, that'd be cool as like maybe a hobby or something, but as a career it would be kind of shitty. Did you guys ever come across anything like that? Like where you were like, oh, I could see me being this in the future, but you're like, actually, when you learn out what it is, it's like, fuck that.
I mean, well, okay, so before I wanted to be a doctor, I went through many things. I wanted to be a lawyer, but I was always, well, first off, I'm bad at English class. I'm bad at, my vocabulary is trash. Everything's bad. I just wanted to be a lawyer because, money.
Yeah, that's why you want to be a doctor too. I fucking know it.
I actually want to be a doctor because I actually think I'm good at science, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But like lawyer, straight up, I can just say I wanted money. But yeah, that didn't work out. Computer engineering. I wanted to actually, because my dad used to do that, and he
like working with hardware and shit.
Yep, my dad. I was always interested in it, and I knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
But my dad, that's what he went into college for, and back then my dad could not now, but back in his day, he could just take apart a whole computer, put it all back together, make it work, and it's just cool. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I want to do that. That's awesome. But I know nothing about computers. And even if I tried, I think I'd find it a little boring.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? My uncle was actually also in computer science major, which he kind of got me interested in it. And like I was already interested in computers and shit, but I'm like, whoa, you like I didn't really know what coding was, and he like kind of showed me, and I'm like, this is really fucking cool. So like you can just type shit in and make something with a computer. You can write text in a computer and it makes something like visual. Like that's crazy. And so like from there, like I don't know, it was the coolest thing to me because it was just like writing text. Like it was just the same as like writing.
Yeah.
Except it's on a computer and it like does shit, and I'm like, that's really fucking cool. So from there, I was super fascinated, and I went into like game design. I went into like web design. I was super interested in it, and I'm like, then like I'd say like 2-3 years ago, I asked because my uncle graduated with a computer science major, and now he works for a bus company. He manages a database, and I asked him what he does. And he's like, dude, I just deal with fucking morons all day. He's like, every day I work this job, I'm becoming a little bit more of an asshole because I'm dealing with people and I'm really not doing anything I'm interested in. I'm just managing shit and hoping it doesn't go down and dealing with stupid people who don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, man, that's really fucking bleak. And I realized that like kind of the more as I realized what jobs actually are, it's just like, I want to work for myself. Like, that's what I've come down to. And the fact that that's hard as fuck makes me want to try it more, I think. Which is good. It gives me a drive to, like, at least shoot for a dream. And even if that dream isn't, I guess, if I can't really realistically accomplish the dream, at least I tried, you know? That's all I really care about.
Yeah.
It's just about finding something that you're motivated in enough to pursue. And I think, like, say I spent 2 years trying to be my own boss at whatever, and I failed, I would still learn a lot from it. I would still, like, it would still be worth my time. It's not like I'm wasting anything. It's like, from failure, you should just make sure you learn, I guess. And just don't repeat the same mistakes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, going from, like, computer technology into hobbies, I guess, I always, when I was little, I was like, man, I really just want to make games. So for years, like, I have a bunch of shitty Flash games that I made documented from like 4th grade until like probably like 7th grade or 8th grade. Like, I went pretty ham on that. And then as I got older, I moved away from that and just into like web design. In 8th grade, I actually learned how to make websites. So I was like, that's kind of fucking cool. And that always remained kind of a hobby. Like, with web design now, I don't see it being like a viable job because you can just hit up Wix or like fucking Blogspot and make your own website in like 2 clicks. So that's like, you're either gonna hire like paid professionals in all categories, or you're gonna make, you know, a free website. So I think that's just kind of cool. There are even hobbies that like I wish I had. Like, I wish I could draw. Like, honestly, my hand is so unsteady, and I follow so many artists on like social media who make really good fucking shit, and I can't draw for the life of me. I just wish I could. Do you guys have any like hobbies that you wish you had? Like, or maybe not just hobbies, but like skills. Are there any like something that you wish you could do, but you really don't have the motivation or interest to like pursue it all the way? Because I know, like, as a like, even as like, if you wanted to just draw fucking pictures, man, if I wanted to get good, I would go to anatomy school. I can't draw a person for shit, honestly. Like the amount of effort that would go into it versus the reward I would have. Like, I'm not passionate about drawing to the point where I want to like draw for the rest of my life. I just like looking at shit, which is, I guess, it's good that I don't draw and just surf Twitter for cool pictures. But yeah, do you guys have anything like that?
I always wanted to be able to do someone's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do my little brother's hair, but there's like some things that I always like wanted to get into, but like, I don't know, it's kind of different because I'm more like when it comes to doing hair, I do my own hair. I can't. It's harder for me to do someone else's hair. So when I do it, I'm like, oh, it looks good, but it actually doesn't, or it's like decent. So I kind of wanted, like, I always wanted like a job that I always wanted to be was just a hairstylist, to work in a salon kind of thing. But I don't think that work it wouldn't be really good pay or anything. So, but I'd love to do that. I'm not like.
That sounds kind of like how I'm interested in internal design. Like, for some fucking reason, I don't know why, but I'm lazy, but I like organizing, right? So that means, like, if I had the money to buy all this cool shit you see in, like, you know, these home living magazines, I would probably buy that and, like, try to make that shit work. Honestly, a lot of the stuff in, like, some of that stuff is really cool to me, like bedroom setups and just, like, how you can be excessively organized in, like, a small living space. I don't know. If I was fucking rich, I would probably mess with that shit a lot.
I also wanted to play soccer a lot more, but
ever since become a professional football.
I always that's why I wanted to keep playing soccer back in high school, because I wanted to just keep getting at it. But ever since junior year, I really got lazy. Because I remember sophomore year, I did really good, and I was like, I don't know, I worked out a lot to where it got to the point to where I was just like, I couldn't eat junk food because I ate it. No, I look at it and it disgusts me because I just look at it and I'll be like, I don't want to eat this. And then the summer came, and I was gonna keep going at it, but then I got lazy and I looked like, I remember it was my first bag of Doritos. I look at it and I'm like, I haven't eaten Doritos in a while. I'm like, this looks pleasing. So I grab it, I start eating, and I'm like, this is good.
And that was your downfall.
And that was my downfall because I just kept eating, and then I got really lazy.
Yeah.
And junior year came, and I was like, okay, I'll just, soccer. The first half of soccer, I'll just spend getting ready for soccer, which didn't work out because then getting into soccer, everyone was in shape and everything, and I was just like, I was getting there.
Yeah.
And then I got there, but then it was at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wish, I was like, if I just put more effort, if I wasn't lazy and stuff, it just could have worked out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I always wanted to be like a snowboarder.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just, I don't know. I just love going down mountain. I don't know, just snowboarding. It's cool. I feel like it would be awesome to do to be so high up in the air and do cool tricks and shit.
Have you gone snowboarding before?
I've gone. I went to the Berkshires a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. I couldn't get down the mountain without falling. But there was one time when I only fell down once. But I was flying. I was going 40. There was one part where I was going 40 or 50. Nah, but I did scorpion a couple of times, so that was a good time. I was like, XD. I did scorpion.
No, for a second I thought you meant you got hit by a scorpion.
Oh. The scorpion jumped out from the snow. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just that where we are, there's not a lot of mountains, and there's not a lot of accessibility to snowboard.
Yeah.
We can't keep going down the high school hill forever.
Yeah.
So.
I know you guys don't have a lot of artistic interests or any of that, but do you guys have any idols? I know that's a weird thing to say, since I don't know, I don't really know a lot of people who have this one person who's yeah, I want to be like them one day. But I ever since I started at least listening to CPcast and because I found them originally from their animations. I found them originally from their art and what they drew. I don't know, I just every time I see them just doing their own thing and making something out of nothing, it inspires me to do the same thing. Do you guys have inspiration similarly? Do you guys look at people who are in your field and are the field that you want to be in and are that would be really fucking, even if they're your uncle or whatever?
Soccer wise, Maradona. But that was because my dad.
Yo, the fucking hand of God, you cheating ass dude.
That was because of my dad. My dad was always yo, best soccer player, got him, and that's why I always wanted to get into soccer. Well, and my dad always got me into soccer. Being a doctor, I didn't really have any idol, or I just wanted to go in. Mostly because of some family problems, but I just wanted to go in there and just hey, I can help people, and I can get bank. So I was that's good. But other than the computer thing, that was because of my dad. There wasn't any real. I mean, my dad was my idol for that, Other than that, it's just mostly my dad has been my idol for like things I wanted to do.
How about you, Brieghden?
I mean, not really. I never really had many people I really looked up to. I was just kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just never really had that where I kind of looked up to people and never was really inspired by any specific person to do what they did. I don't know.
Because, like, I don't know. Usually, I don't really want to do exactly what people do. And even with this, I'm trying to, like, go in my own direction with this. I've never fucking done a podcast. The first podcast I've ever listened to was Sleepycast.
Yep.
So that's really all I'm basing it off of. But it's mainly the fact that these people, they're getting paid, like, the salary, like, they're getting paid enough to pay their bills by just making art for people online. Like, that kind of shit. If you think about the jobs that are out today, you think about just dealing with other people's shit and really nothing creative. Just you're a robot and part of a machine. Of course, like, there are gonna be, like, maybe some more creative jobs that, and you know, you have to organize stuff and put stuff together. But really, this gives you an opportunity to do anything your own way, and like getting there in and of itself requires a lot of inspiration, motivation. So like the fact that they're there and that they're going through with it and all that, I don't know, just that entire thing just makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because I know it's okay. My first year experience teacher gave me a really good like kind of view of this. I do hate that class, but the thing is, like, they were talking about it was a graph, right? And the y-axis, I believe, was effort, and the x-axis was time, right? So it's effort and time correlation. Averagely, when you put in more effort, you get more success. But in reality, it's all just luck. Like, you can put in a crazy ton of work and get nothing out of it, and then you can put in, like, no work and just get incredibly lucky and get everything out of it. So, like, really, you're not guaranteed to get anywhere based on how hard you work. Yeah, it's kind of a demotivating factor, but looking at the people who have actually done it and who are living pretty good lives, like, even though, like, they have said themselves that the starving artist is a very true stereotype, which I don't doubt, and you have to make it very successful to be a rich artist. I don't know, just the fact that is really the only way I want to live my life, my adult life, is to be my own boss and to have all this freedom and to be able to work towards that actively every day is something I'm proud to do. So I know you guys talk about like moving to Florida after college. Is there any like reason? Is there any reason why you guys think Florida is a good place?
I'm Spanish.
I know Brieghden lived there, so that's something. Enrique, why?
Okay. I'm Spanish, so either way, a lot of Hispanics like Florida. I have family that's there. A lot of family now. A lot of my family is actually moving to Florida, and I guess I like to stay a little bit towards my family. And I don't know. I went to Florida, and it's just it gives me the feeling of when I was in Peru. And I always loved that feeling because every time I'm in Peru, I feel like I'm at home. Like I never feel like, I mean, here I feel like I'm at home. Yeah. But like when I'm in Peru, I just feel like complete. Yeah. And Florida is the closest thing that gets that to me. So I'm always like, that's why I want to move to Florida. And I hate winter, and I love how it's always hot there, and I like heat. So that's why I want to go to Florida. I mean, then people can say, I mean, you can go anywhere else, but I'm also a Hispanic man. And
you like living in the U.S. with your U.S. residency?
Yeah, but every Hispanic, they go to New York, they go to Florida, and I like heat, and I don't like winter, so I'm not going to New York. I'm going to Florida.
For me, it's like the fact that I don't know. I don't like it when it's too hot. I don't like it when it's too cold, and I like the fall. So living in the Northeast, I don't know. Just this is, I probably won't even really move far if for my end goal. Honestly, as of now, if I got an offer to move to like Alaska, I would do it, as long as I didn't live with my parents and my family, because I feel like I need at least a few years away from them. Alone, like not alone, but I would definitely roommate with the people if they wanted to. But I found that I like everything. I like a little bit of cities. I like a little bit of suburbs. Country not so much, I gotta say. But I like cold weather. I like hot weather. The New England kind of has
Everything.
Has all of it, right? I might vary between like if I want to live in like, more of an urban area or more of a suburban area. I'll probably change on that shit. It's like go to New York City and get robbed or whatever, but
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a very different lifestyle because I've lived in suburbs my entire life, so I would probably have to spend you fucking ape. I'd probably have to spend like a year or two just to like get situated before I'm like, do I like this or not? But I would definitely probably live anywhere. Ideally though, like if you could live anywhere, would you live in Florida, or would it be anywhere else?
if I could live anywhere in the world.
Like if you didn't have to get a visa or a green card or any of that shit to like, you didn't have to get residency, you didn't have to go through any bullshit, where would you go?
Probably. I want to say I'd want to go to Peru, because just the way it is there, but it's a lot harder to live in Peru. So like having the life I have right now and getting close to the feeling I have when I go to Peru, like I still stick to Florida.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to Peru to live there. I I love it. It's just it's different because at least when I go there, I wake up every morning with with my grandmother who's like 80. We walk and we grab food for that day,
Mm-hmm.
and then we just cook for that day, and we just do that every day. We don't buy stuff for the week. We get stuff in the day. It's always really hot. The winters are 70 degrees, and my grandma used to tell me, she's like, wear a sweater or you'll get sick. I'm like, the winter in Connecticut is like, don't get me started. So, but I ended up getting sick. But
really?
But it's also because it was windy, and I also had there's this thing called chicha morada, and it's a bomb drink, but they apparently, because I got it from a girl that's close friends with my dad and my family, but apparently they use the water from
Oh, so it wasn't the cleanest water.
It wasn't the cleanest water, and they're used to it. My dad isn't used to it anymore, but they're used to it, and I ended up getting sick, vomiting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that could have also been why, but yeah.
What about you, Brieghden?
I could live anywhere.
Anywhere.
Georgia.
Georgia. It's such a fucking random place.
I mean, definitely somewhere on the coast. Definitely. But I feel like somehow I feel like if I could live anywhere, I would live in like either California, Texas, or Florida. Because Texas is in the Gulf of Mexico. And there's I don't know, Texas just seems cool. Or Arizona. Even though Arizona is like fucking Australia, where everything wants to kill you and you could die easily.
I've been to Australia. It's not even that bad.
Australia's fucking creepy. I don't care.
Yeah,
Arizona would be cool though, because I just love the desert climate, I suppose, the dryness, and but fuck like mutated spiders and shit that are trying to like climb through your house. That shit's creepy. That shit's creepy. But California, I feel like I would like, because it's just going,
Yeah.
It still also retains the desert climate of Arizona, the dryness. But fuck Fukushima. There's radiation in the water over there. So no. And then Florida's just amazing. I just love Florida, man. It's so nice. It's relaxing. People, when I was there, everyone was it's just Southern hospitality. I don't know. There's just something different about Florida.
I heard a lot of people say that the South is a lot nicer.
It really is. Like, throughout all the way to 5th grade, I didn't have problems with kids. I would punch kids for my brother, but other than that, nah. I never really had anybody I really didn't like for them being an asshole.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could just be because I was there in the lower grades as compared to older grades. But I mean, actually, there was one kid, but fuck that dude.
I mean, like that could be the South, but at the same time, honestly, I didn't know that bullying existed. And I didn't know it was anything other than like a TV like story that they made up until I got bullied. And that was like 3rd or 4th grade, right? So for the first like 2 and 3 years, I thought there was nobody mean in my school, and then I met the mean kids, and I'm like, wow, that was a mistake. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that about like more southern states. Up here we're just assholes and self-centered. So
Yeah, there's a big reason also why there's like a big factor why I don't want to leave Connecticut, go to Florida or go to Peru or go anywhere because of bugs.
bugs.
Like those big spiders, I can't.
Wait, like Peru?
Yeah, there was a cockroach that was like this big.
Oh, fuck that dude. That's when you grab the M9 and just go.
Yeah, even my aunt is scared of cockroaches. I remember when we first came in, my dad likes to play jokes. And my dad, right when we came in, my dad was like, yo, there's a cockroach right there. And my aunt screamed, she's like, where? But,
like, I used to be deadly afraid of palmetto bugs in Florida. That's one thing I do hate about Florida is fucking palmetto bugs. How do the fuck? They always get in. They always get in.
That's
they
why
climb into the fucking floor vents or some shit. And they're always there.
That's why I don't, like, that's why I don't want to go to Florida. That's why, like, I mean, I really want to go to Florida, but, like, I see a spider this big, I'm going away.
I lived in rural Florida though, like in the middle of the woods.
Yeah,
so
that makes a little more sense. But like, I remember when I was staying in a resort in Florida, there was like a little gecko that was staying on my roof, or on my ceiling, and I thought it was a toy that was just stuck. So I grabbed the little thing and I was gonna hit it, and then it moved it like because they stay still for a while. So I'm like okay. And then it moved its head and its eyes. I was like, I ran away. I can't, cause like they're just like I feel like I mean that I wouldn't really care much, but it was like an albino gecko. So it was scary because it looks weird.
Yeah.
But if it was just green or regular, I wouldn't care. But if it's a spider, I see a spider this big. I don't care this big. I'd cry. I would run away. I'm not scared of snakes though. I mean, if I see like a snake, just in my house, I'd probably just walk away, or at least maybe try to pick it up with like something like.
Walk away? That dude would crawl up your fucking bedstand and you would be dead.
Well, no, I mean I wouldn't leave it out of my sight, but I just walk away and like because with the spider, if it's gone, you don't find it again. Like it's gone
until it makes a web behind your stereo, and then you throw a frisbee, and then you grab it, and then you grab a banana spider's web. That happened in Florida too.
See, what is a banana spider?
Banana spider's a spider that's like. It's about as big. It's probably bigger than a baseball. Yeah, and they're really black and
yeah. You
yellow.
show us a picture of it. Yeah.
Fuck those dudes. I used to run around outside in the trees, and they would have webs like 5 or 6 feet across trees.
Oh my god.
And I would cut one side of the web, locate the spider, cut the other web, and then kill the spiders in my yard. Now I would not do that in 100 years.
It's like Amazon jungle type.
Yeah, dude. Like I would run out there and no spiders were left standing. But now I wouldn't do that because I'm scared of spiders now. I hate that.
I don't know. I was always scared of spiders ever since I was little because like. Except daddy long legs. Those are easy.
Yeah, I was
also daddy long legs. Daddy long legs are bitch ass dudes too.
They don't do anything.
I know, but they're still creepy.
Yeah, not to me. I see them, I'm like, okay, I hit them, they're gone. Kind of like ants. I'm not scared of ants. But once I see any other type of spider, I remember I went in the swimming pool in I think it was like Manchester. They had like this swimming pool, and there was a jumping white spider. It was small, it was like this big. And it just kept jumping, and I saw it jump in my head, and then it jumped away, and I just ran out. I can't like.
It jumped out, and you just like freaked out anyway.
Yes, I freaked out when I felt it, and I saw it like on my eye, and I was like, already just started running. But I can't deal with spiders because you look at them and you have to keep looking at them. Same with cockroaches, because I had like 2 in my house before, but like you look at them, they're gone. And then you're just like, okay, I gotta run out, I gotta burn my house down or something.
Yeah, for some reason, just, like, I don't okay, I used to be deathly afraid of spiders when I was little. I couldn't fall asleep with the lights off because I was scared there were spiders everywhere. Like that was honestly a serious fear. And I grew out of it. Like now I don't really mind spiders, but the only thing, if I see a spider in my house and that motherfucker looks vicious, I can't not let it out. Like I can't not remove it from my house, because if I let it live or if I let it stay there, the fact that there is a slim chance of possibility that it will end up on me at some point later on, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with the fact that I'll be like chilling and then see a spider on my arm and I'll just die. Like I can't mess with that.
I don't like spiders. Like honestly, if I see a spider, what ends up happening, alright. So one time I was going to the bathroom at like 7 in the morning. I had just woken up. I was brushing my teeth. Ooh boy, there was this big old spider that was on my sink on the wall, and I saw him. This was the first spider I'd seen in the house of any size bigger than like a really big spider. Anyways, so this dude is there, and I see him, and then I just flip shit. I back up. I'm like fuck. And then he just falls down onto the ground. I just left immediately. I was like no. And then I started scanning the roof whenever like I would go into the bathroom and the floor.
I do that all the time. Every time I take a shower. Okay, there was this one time. I was in the shower and I saw a spider was on the ceiling. And I'm like, you know what? He's not even that big. Whatever. This was like one of the first times I was like, what? It's a spider. Whatever. I'll get over it. And I'm like, my mom was always telling me, oh, you're so much bigger than spiders. Spiders are scared of humans. They'll just walk away. Like, they'll go away. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is one time I ever believed her. And I was in, like, I ended up, like, soaping up my hair. And the soap was getting in my eyes. So I closed my eyes as I was doing it. So I grab a towel and I wipe off my eyes because I'm a baby. I need a towel to do that shit. And I opened my eyes. The spider was dangling in front of my fucking face. There was not ever a time I was out of there faster. Like I turned off the water. I was still all soapy. I turn off the water. I get out. I dry out. Like I just wipe myself down and I get out of there. Like I didn't dry my hair or anything. It was
Oh man.
But I guess like I'm fine with them unless they're in enough close. Unless they're close enough to me, then I'm not fine.
Yeah, like basically, if a spider is bigger than, like, if it's bigger than an inch, fuck that dude. I'm killing him immediately.
So recently there's a spider. I never knew this. Recently there's like a web that was formed right outside my door. Did you see my house? It's like that little door, and then it was like apparently the web was right outside the door. So I open it up, I walk, web right in my face.
Dude, that happens every night. I went on a walk last night, like across just around town, and that's a high spot.
I'm scared when that happens.
But like every night, spiders make like at least little strands across. Like, cause we have like these two little railings, and then on one side of the railing is a bush. So the spiders, I'm pretty sure spiders live in that bush. So every fucking night they make webs across the middle bars, and no matter what, I get like spider webs on me no matter what. It's pain in the ass. It's like, man, I was trying to walk somewhere, now I have this sticky shit. Apparently spider webs are like they're like together, like I think they're stronger than like steel or some shit.
Yeah, but there's something stronger now that they're using or they're trying to use. But like I said, so I ran into a spider web.
Yeah.
And that happens a while. You know, a little spider web, take it off, that's it.
Yeah.
But this time, the spider was actually there.
Oh, dude.
So it hit me in the face.
Wait, what?
The spider was actually there in the web. I didn't see it. The web hit me, and it took off all the webs. And I was just walking, and I felt something crawling on my face. And I thought it was just the web, maybe some web, something like that, Okay, whatever. Still feel it, like, whatever. So I go into my house. It was when I was studying for my exam, because my dad told me to go outside and throw out the trash. So I go back to my house, study for my exam. I go like this, look at my shoulder, and the spider is right there. So I'm like...
How big is it?
It was like this big.
Fuck that.
So I was like, ah! I started running upstairs. Like, I screamed like a little girl. So I started running upstairs, and I'm like, there's a spider! and then and I thought I got it off. It was still there.
Oh my god.
So like I was like, Dad, there's a spider right there. I can't.
It was still on you. He's like, what are you talking about?
There's a spider right there. My dad and I are looking. I can't find. Well, no. I was like, Dad, there's a spider downstairs in your room. I can't. And I went upstairs. Walking downstairs. I look at my shoulder. It's still there. So yeah, it's still there. And I'm running. And like I go like this. I take off my shirt. I throw my shirt on the ground and run upstairs. And I'm like, where is it? And I'm like, I'm not putting that shirt on. I'm throwing it away. I don't care. I don't think it was the shirt, but
For the reference, it was on his shoulder. He's pointing to.
So I look at it, and I was so scared, and I kept just screaming, and it turns out my second time I hit it, it died because I hit it. I guess I hit it so hard, it fell to the ground. It was just like this, laying on the ground kind of thing.
Really?
So I was just so happy because I saw it on the ground. I'm like, don't have to worry anymore. But then for the whole probably a month, I was scared to go outside because I thought
you get hit on their face.
I thought if I felt a web, I'm done. There's a spider there. So my dad would tell me to take out the trash. I'm like, Bruce, can you just take out the trash for me? Or I say, Bruce, can you walk out? And I'm like, and Bruce actually told me, he was like, yeah. And he got outside and there was a spider that hit him in the face. And I'm like, if that happened to me, I would just die.
But yeah, quickly touching on where I'd probably want to live. I mean, New England does it for me right now. Like, since I'm into artsy shit, and I'll end up wanting to make connections one day, I'll probably like spend a decent amount of time in like LA and New York at times, because cities like that tend to attract those type of people. But I've been to LA before, and it's really like, the people there are not nice. Like, literally we got out because we were my family was traveling to my family was going on vacation to that's fucking New York, get out.
Whatever.
My family was traveling to Australia for vacation. I was like in 7th grade, and we had a layover, 24-hour layover, because fuck whatever airlines we were using. And oh yeah, United Airlines, they fucking suck. Don't do them. But going back to the story, yeah, my mom, we were laid over in LA, and my mom went outside the hotel. I think we were going to get coffee and donuts or whatever. And so a guy outside is like, he's like, oh, I'm a veteran in the United States. I just really like to looking for some donations. And so my mom was like, she doesn't really like giving out money to people, like to strangers, especially because no matter what they claim it's for, they could be using it just for drugs. So she doesn't want to support that. So even if the guy was a veteran, she's just like, no, I don't have any cash on me, sorry. And he's like, well, I hope you die of cancer. Like, he actually, like, he said this to my mom, and that's just like, that's like one of the most unpleasant things you can say to somebody. It's like, it's like, because she wouldn't give you money and she doesn't know you, she should die of cancer. Like, that's just fucked up. And all the time after that, I've heard stories about people being just like kind of assholes in LA and that kind of area, just because, you know, just it's the I hate you. But yeah, that's what always kind of drove me away from cities and stuff. Just kind of how every time I've gone there, I've just seen people being like cold. And I guess comparatively to like other places in the United States, we're not the nicest people up here, but we're not like we're not gonna say hope you fucking die. And I'm not saying an average person in LA says people should die of cancer. I'm just saying that like that overall the tone over here is a lot more positive, I'd say. We're more distant people, but we're not mean. That's like, we're not inherently mean, more so.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go to Miami just because I want to fuck up. No, I'm joking. But they're not mean there. I mean, at least where I've been, because it's mostly like when you're in Miami, you're there to party. You know, you're there to have fun. So like, a lot of people aren't that mean. They're just there to they're just there to do their lives.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know. That's probably why I want to go to Miami.
I think it's also more to me than just the people, because I have gotten more and more used to convenience as I live in a town full of fucking fast food and all over the place. Like, we have, I think we have like a record for how much fast food we have in our town. I'm pretty like, didn't we like search that up like in English last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like we actually have like one of the top amounts of fast food in our place. But I like the idea of just being able to walk like a few minutes and get something to eat or buy something. I like that idea, and I think that's kind of cozy to me. So ideally, I would probably live in somewhere like New York, or I heard Philly was alright. I don't know. I just want to live. I want to live in a combination between somewhere that I feel safe and somewhere that suits my needs. And I think as long as I live in a good part of a city, I think that'd be achievable. But city apartments and shit cost a lot of money, so I'd have to get that sorted out first. Because I definitely don't have that.
Do they still have the Rocky statue in Philadelphia? Or no?
I don't know. I've never been.
I like how they have it.
I mean, I liked Chicago a lot when I was there.
The only cities I've been to. Okay, I have to think more than that. The only American cities I've been to. I've been to New York, and I've been to LA. That's the only places I've been to. Outside of the U.S., I've been to Sydney. Sydney's a really cool city. It's in Australia. I don't know. That city really gave me a positive vibe. It may have just been the area we were in. We were around the because we were going on a cruise, right? So
Checks.
we had a day before the cruise and then a day that we were departing. So we were around the Bay Area with the Sydney Opera House. If everyone fucking knows what that is. We went on the bridge too. So I don't know. We tried to see as much as we could, and it was nice of what we saw. I went on vacation recently to Italy and Greece, and over there I don't think we really went to we went to Venice. Venice was pretty, but I think like the large amounts of tourism just attracts a large amount of pickpocketing and also negative attention. We went to Rome and people were like, make sure you have your things. Make sure you don't get hugged by a stranger and lose your wallet or whatever. So that was kind of scary. It's I don't have to worry about that shit. I can go on a walk at 10:30 at night around here and be fine and not be scared of dying. But I don't know, just walking around in broad daylight is a risk in some places, which is why I kind of really care about where I end up living. I'm not saying it's bad over there, I'm just saying that I wouldn't want to live in a situation where I'd need to worry about my safety that much and my items. And I guess in any city really you have to worry about people stealing your shit. But yeah, I have yet to travel in a lot of places, so there's a lot more I can think about. Let's see,
Yeah.
what time? Let's see how much footage we got. We got an hour and 30. Does that say 30?
Oh shit! It's an hour and 30 minutes
Yeah,
in
since we
addition to
started-
the extra 55. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
so we got a lot of shit. So I think we should do an outro.
Goodbye, my name is Speedy Fellers, and I'm gonna have to say goodbye. Shucks.
So we have a lot of footage. This is our first ever attempt at recording a podcast. This has been Liam, Enrique, and Brieghden,
Hi.
and we're gonna go now.
Peace on the street. No, I'm joking. That's
So you
someone
don't
else's.
like your... that's yours. Enrique. It's copyright Enrique 2016. So yeah, see you guys, and that's it.
Smile more.
Boy.
So that one
That was fun.
that was
Just talking to
actually.
Liam.